I was injured in March of 1979 back in New Jersey where I grew up. And we're in the process of moving out here. My dad just got a job with Hughes Aircraft in El Segundo. So he was out here working and looking for a house. And while we were in New Jersey waiting for the house in New Jersey to sell, I was injured in a car accident. I was a passenger in a one-car accident, involved speeding and late at night, early in the morning. Couldn't see the road, so we turned too quickly. The car flipped sideways and threw me out the rear window, and I broke my neck at cervical 5 and 6. And the medical diagnosis is a quadriplegic, which, if you're not familiar, means I have paralysis in all 4 limbs, and I have no feeling or movement from about here down. And that's the diagnosis. That was 39 years ago now. I have no memory of this. I got a wicked concussion in the back of my head during the accident, but my mom later retold the story. I was laying on a gurney, flat on my back. My mom was kind of sitting next to me, holding my hand. And she said, the doctor motioned for her to come over. She goes, "Oh, okay, Steve, wait here, don't move, I'll be right back." And I responded to my mother, "Don't worry, Mom, I couldn't move if I wanted to." And at that point, my mom did not know what was wrong with me. And that's what she went over and the doctor told her. At that time, I couldn't move my arms either. Fresh injury, I could not move anything. And my head was in traction. I didn't know what paralysis meant at the time. I've heard about people breaking their back and they spend 3 months in bed and they get up and they're fine. So I had no really clue what it all meant. And wow, I get emotional, not about how it affected me really, but how it affected my family, my mom, my sisters, my brother. That's what pains me more than anything else, because 18 months prior to my injury, I have a brother who passed away. I remember, and I think about this often, as my life in New Jersey growing up at the Jersey Shore. A good family life, very active, fishing, water skiing. I remember I missed water skiing a lot. And going out with my brothers and ski, go fishing with my brothers, even with my dad, and playing sports, hockey and football. We lived with the water right in the backyard, so the summer we go water skiing, in the winter we played hockey. That's where my love of hockey came from. I was 17, 18 years old, working, still living at home. I was only a year out of high school before the accident hit. And the freedom to go out with my friends and do this and that. And it all ended when I was 18. I'm one of 7 children. And each year at Christmas, we go to my brother's in Fountain Valley, or my other brother on Christmas Eve out in Riverside. And I've not been to my brother's new house in Riverside because it's too far and I don't have transportation to get me out there yet. Thanksgiving is every year, usually at my sister Pat's house, and she's in Santa Margarita now, as well as my other sister Carol also lives in that city. Missing the holiday visit with them, I hate it. I hate being alone. I was not able to see my mom. This was like 3 years ago when she passed away from lung cancer. She was living in Arizona at the time. And my nurse offered to drive me out there. And we got down to get into my van and go. I couldn't get in the van. It wouldn't operate sufficiently to get me into the van. And he ended up forcing it to open. This is Homer. And getting me in the van. But I ended up saying, no, I can't go. Because I don't want to be stuck somewhere and I can't get out of the van. And we're stuck by some roadside thing in Arizona where I don't know anybody who can come and get me out. So I said, we can't rescue, I'll get stuck. If I get stuck, that'll be even worse. Or recently, when she did pass, they spent her ashes at Crystal Cove Beach here in Newport. I wasn't able to get to that either. I was able to go there recently with my other sister for the first time. It's a beautiful area. And I see photos when they were there, and it just kills me that I wasn't able to get there because I don't have transportation. It's those kind of life events that I'm missing out on. I understand and accept things that aren't going to be there for me. Not being married, not having children, not having those blessings that other people have. I've accepted that. I understand that. It's part of my life the way it is. I've accepted that. But not being around my nephews, my nieces, my brothers and sisters, it's hard. I live on Social Security benefits. It's less than $1,000 a month. Now, I live in this wonderful, beautiful apartment, thanks to the HUD and federal housing. This building is for the low income and the disabled. And it's a blessing to be here. I love the location. My church is right down there. That's my greatest support, is my faith in Jesus. That gets me through these tough times, gets me through those days. Yeah, I used to have a van that we were able to get with the help of my parents, and it's quite an expense. $50,000 is a lot of money, and I understand that. So the van I would need is to lower the floor, so I'm almost 6 feet tall, so it's where I can get in and out of the van safely and easily. And a system to open the door, probably manually would be best, and a ramp that we can fold out manually. I've had the other kind where it just folds out automatically, and mechanical problems start. And they are very hard to correct, and the expense in maintaining and repairing them is just too much. I know it's a lot to ask, and I don't feel comfortable in asking for this generosity. I know when times are tight, and I don't know. Just if you could just find it in your heart to help me with this, raise this money that I need to purchase a van. Van is a thing, and it's an item. It's not the only thing important in my life. It's not really important, but it'll give me a little bit of freedom.